Hello everybody, welcome back to another reading. Today we're taking a look at the case of Tamra Keepness, an indigenous girl of 5 years old who disappeared on July 5th of 2004 from her home in Regina in Saskatchewan, Canada. So she had a bunch of brothers and sisters. They were put to bed one night and the next morning they were no longer there, at least Tamra wasn't. And no clue as to where she went. They went looking for her, obviously didn't find anything. So there's a big question mark as to where she went, who did what. I don't believe there were any signs of violence or anything like that. At least I didn't hear anything about that. So it's one big mystery, and I was hoping that we could take a look at the tarot cards to see if we could find anything about that, get some clues, maybe some information. We're going to start off with the Silver Witch tarot deck, Silver Witchcraft, sorry, and we're going to follow that up with the Crow tarot deck for some extra questions and answers. As per usual, I'm an intuitive reader, so what I see in the cards I'll let you know, and if there's something that you see in the cards that you might feel is helpful, make sure to put that in the comment section below as well so we can have some more exchange of information. I'm just going to start shuffling the deck, and once I have a good amount of cards on the table, I'll just take a look and see what we got. So let's get started. Okay, let's take a look what we've got. We're starting off over here with the Four of Cups or Four of Chalices next to the Page of Wands. Now, Four of Cups is a card where you're trying to make up your mind. You're not really happy with the offerings that you've got before you from the universe and the situation at large. And then we've got this Page of Wands here, making a rash decision, taking action that perhaps was not the best course of action to take. We have the King of Swords next to that, so I feel like this is the culprit, so to speak, or at least somebody who knows exactly what happened to her. King of Swords is normally somebody who's very cool and collected. They tend to be very in their head about things. They tend to think a lot. They tend to be at least somewhat logical and rational. At least that's how they like to be perceived. And I think that this King of Swords, for whatever reason, made a decision that perhaps made sense to them, but was not the best to take, and they may have actually thought about it for a while. Like, they're not really sure if they wanted to do it or not, and eventually they decided to go for it, and that was the wrong thing to do. So something happened there. Somebody made a choice that perhaps to them made sense, like I said, but not to the rest of the world. We see here the Chariot in reverse, which I thought was very interesting that this deck has two people holding a baby as a chariot card. Normally you do actually see a chariot or some type of thing that moves, but I guess in this deck it's more of a movement in a personal type of situation. They will be moving forward, taking the next step in their life, that type of thing. And I see, since it's reversed, that this is rather the opposite, like taking a step back, followed by the Five of Swords, which is a struggle. And you can literally see two people playing a game where they try to take each other's land. That's what they're doing here. They're throwing a knife and then drawing lines in the sand. I don't know if you ever played that game. I certainly haven't. I've only heard of it. But you try to get as much territory from other people as possible. And I feel like there was a struggle afterwards between two people. This could potentially be mother and boyfriend, because I believe she has a boyfriend there. Or maybe this is a custody battle between the parents, father and mother, because it is like the two birth givers right here. Male, female with the child in the middle. Like, they brought this person into the world and now they're having a struggle. So this could very well point towards custody battles. Perhaps not in public, maybe underwater, so to speak. Underneath everything, they were fighting over things, and it kind of looks like there were decisions made there that perhaps led to this situation, followed by the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Wands in reverse. So the Five of Pentacles I see here as a position, feeling like you were wrongly done by, and the Four of Wands in reverse is definitely a loss of harmony. So it's almost like the decisions that they made, or that somebody made with the Chariot and the Five of Swords over there, definitely left one person feeling like they were left in the cold, because the Five of Pentacles is often like a card where you see people who have lost everything. They're trudging along through the snow. They appear to be super poor and downtrodden, and it does bring that type of feeling like, I've lost everything. Why did you do this to me? I don't deserve this that type of self-pity in regards to your station in life. With the Four of Wands next to that, representing the harmony that is lost. So this looks like a battle over her, or maybe over the other kids as well. Like they're trying to figure things out, who's going to take care of the kid, and somebody else made a decision as a result of that, and that ended up costing Tamra her life, or at least she ended up disappearing as a result of that. We are going to the next line. We see the Two of Swords in reverse. This is somebody who is very set on their decision. Right, it's an interesting line here if I look a little further down, but we'll get here eventually. But anyway, I'm going to grab these three first. We've got the Two of Swords in reverse. There. Then we've got the King of Cups, or Chalices, wherever you like to put that, next to the Sun. So to me, if we were to follow up the line down there, this almost seems like definitely not changing my mind on this. This is what I want to do. This is the person themselves. Like they feel like they're very happy about this decision because they've got the Sun, which is always like joy, radiance, and it also looks as though they are claiming the Sun, as you can see. So it's kind of like they decided to take what they thought was rightfully theirs. At least the decision that they made them feel like they deserve that, and that is right for them. So this is the other side of the party, because the other side, the first side, is over here feeling hard done by, and over here we got somebody claiming victory, followed by the Ten of Swords in reverse and the Five of Wands. The Ten of Swords in reverse, in this case, I feel like the dawn that normally is represented by the Ten of Swords upright, as in the dawn is coming, actually is not coming, because there's still some fighting that needs to be done with the Five of Wands over here. People are arguing, trying to sort things out, and maybe trying to reverse whatever action was being taken down here. And not really sure who is fighting who, but, well, we see the sides here, but who is on which side, I'm not really sure. And then we have the Knight of Wands here, taking harsh action as well. Or at least another one of these rash things that they're doing. And the Hermit in reverse. So this is something that was not thought through. And they definitely didn't spend any time introspecting on the matter at all. See, we started off with the Page of Wands over here, and it's now moved on to the Knight. So this is like the thing that they initially thought of, or like started doing, they've now completed, and they definitely are not thinking about it, no second thoughts about it, just like the reverse Two of Swords over here. This is what we're doing. I'm not going to stop to think whether this was the right decision or not. As far as I'm concerned, this is it for me. So somebody definitely still feels like they were in the right to do whatever it is that they did. And it looks like there were people fighting over her, perhaps also over the other children, and her disappearance is a result of this conflict here. Let's see, we got the Crow Tarot deck here. What shall we focus on next? How about... let's stay over here for a second. This Five of Swords, like what's happening over here? We have the King of Swords, but we don't really have the other side represented by anybody in particular. Maybe we want to take a look at that. Let's just see what we can get. Okay, so the first card out is the High Priestess. This is somebody who does have some feminine energy to them, but it's mostly a card of somebody who looks beyond the veil, is perhaps fairly spiritually inclined, is also in touch with their intuition, and perhaps is also trying to figure out what's happening here as well. Somebody divining things, perhaps. Maybe they're a mediator. I'm getting a bit of a feeling of the mediator, yeah, because you got the chariot over here representing two people, and there's a struggle, and the first thing we get is the high priestess. So this kind of represents to me somebody who is trying to calm both sides, tries to see both sides, because they can't see beyond the veil, so they could probably see both sides of the issue. So this might be somebody who was trying to help them out. We got the Seven of Cups, which immediately strikes me as they're trying to come up with all sorts of compromises that may be wishful thinking that aren't going to pan out in the end. So perhaps there was some ideas to sort this out, but none of the ideas were practical or worked for both sides. If they worked for one, then they didn't work for the other. And so they didn't really get anywhere with that. So we got two cards right now. We've got here the, what is this, the 9? Yes, the 9 of Pentacles. So definitely somebody looking for their way. Like this is almost like the Sun card in a way. It kind of looks like it also has the Sun right there. This feels to me like an echo of the Sun card from before. Like, okay, one person really decided that this is the path for me. So they saw a lot of good for them there. They chose one of the cups themselves, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse here. So this is kind of like how it panned out. Initially they thought it would work out well, like I'm going to do this, it's going to be great, but this new idea, this new path that they were going to walk ultimately did not produce the result that they wanted with the reversed Ace. So this new beginning did not end well. So what about Tamra herself? Can we see anything about that? Because so far we got like almost a custody battle, some sort going on here, and all sorts of stuff around it, but not so much about Tamra herself. Let's see if we can get anything about that. Okay, we do get a King of Pentacles here, so I think this is pointing towards the person, like, okay, you need to ask this person because they definitely know more, and they might feel like they've won somehow. Regardless of whether she is still with us or not, I do feel like this person, whoever perpetrated this action, feels like they're still in the right, because they got that crown, they got the star, they got all their wealth down there. They're like spreading their wings, like I have everything that I need, this is my doing, this is my path, and this is how it was supposed to be, or at least I'm super happy with this outcome. I don't think that's a reference to Tamra herself. Let's see what we got here. So we got the 9 of Cups in reverse. So this is kind of like the wealth that they were expecting not really panning out. So I do feel like this is the result, as well as in, okay, they still feel like they were doing the right thing, even though it cost them a lot. That's what this card is trying to say. We also have here the Hangman in reverse. So like I said before, with the 2 of Swords in reverse, the Hermit in reverse, they are not willing and able to look at this any other way. This is the way they wanted it to be, but we're still on the perpetrator. I want to see something from Tamra. Okay, what we have here, this is the Sun in reverse. Okay, that's not a great sign. We have the Empress in reverse. That is a lack of caring. And the last one is the Page of Wands. Okay, so the Page of Wands is back, because we had that one right at the start and we got him back again. This seems to me as the moment where whatever happened, happened, because we see here the Page of Wands, that's the rash action again. We see the Sun in reverse, that's usually joy leaving, and this Empress in reverse as well is a lack of care, or perhaps a withdrawing of care. Like, I feel like this harsh action, whoever perpetrated it towards her, left her in the sun down position, if you know what I mean. The sun went down for her, and it was caused by withdrawing the normal, I would almost say parental support that she would normally have gotten from this Page of Wands individual, because they're back again. So they did something terrible to her that made her sun set. Will she be found? Let's go on to that. Let's go grab the other deck for that. Will she be found? This is 3 cards. Okay. 2 of Cups. So this seems to me like in order for her to be found, I think 2 people need to come together. And the Star is here. 2 people reaching out to each other. So this is again another one of those. And we have the 8 of Swords in reverse. So this lineup to me says in order for Tamra to be found, 2 people really need to come together and step out of their mental trap that they've built for themselves, because the 8 of Swords is usually like trapping yourself with all sorts of thoughts and fears that may or may not be true. And in order for them to be able to go from just talking to reaching an agreement, they need to cut themselves loose, just like this person is trying to do. So I think 2 people still need to talk, and that to me suggests that more than one person know, first of all, what happened to her and where she is now. Let's see if we can find anything about justice for Tamra, if we're ever going to see that. For the justice question, we got a reverse death, which to me says no, at least not for the time being. Death is usually like an end of situation, but since it's reversed, I feel just like the cloth over there is just kind of laying there undiscovered. We're not going to see her anytime soon. They're not yet ready to let go of this situation. Are we ever going to see a change in that? One more card, I think. Whoop, that's too much. Let me sort everything out. Okay, let's try to get one card from this little stack here. That one. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so 7 of Pentacles is like an investment in certain time and certain plans. Time and resources spent trying to achieve something. I think this means if people work diligently on the case, then we might see some result, and this death card could be turned upright and we can end the situation. There is still work to be done, and that's what this card is trying to tell us. So far we have a battle happening over her and probably her siblings as well, that ended up in somebody taking rash actions that ended up very badly for her. And in order to get any type of closure, 2 people are going to have to come together, and other people are going to have to keep working diligently at what it is that they are currently doing to try and solve this mystery. So that is what I'm seeing. Hope you found it interesting. Make sure to let me know in the comment section below. Leave a like, that really helps the channel. And if you want me to do a reading or something else, post a comment about that as well. I'll see you in another video. Thanks for watching, and bye bye for now.